In an interview with American TV station Max News, Polish President Karol Nawrocki described what the response to further Russian provocations against Poland should look like.
Myself, as a commander-in-chief of the armed forces, believe that borders are sacrosanct. You cannot cross borders of other countries, be it by drone or by using an army. And this was also the discussion in the UN forum. If we allow foreign troops or foreign drones to fly within the borders of NATO, it means that another line will be crossed in international relations.
The president referred to the recent drone raid on Poland by the Kremlin. Karol Nawrocki declared if the Kremlin provocations, such as the drone raid on the country in early September, are repeated, the Polish military, in consultation with NATO allies, will respond and combat them.
Article 4 had to be invoked. After my suggestion, the Polish government and our allies made it happen. Article 4 was invoked, and I hope that this will be enough. Although we have to be preparing ourselves in these extraordinary times to stand together and to be able and ready to repel so far provocations of the Russian Federation, we hope that they will not translate or turn into a regular war.
Meanwhile, Russian provocations continue unabated. Once again, drones linked to Russia have appeared over Danish airports. According to Copenhagen, this is nothing less than part of a hybrid war against NATO.
Og hvor er vi nu?
Where are we now? First, we have raised the alert level and we are preparing for various scenarios. This means, among other things, that both the armed forces and the police will have anti-drone measures at their disposal and will be more present near critical infrastructure. At the same time, we remain in close contact with our allies to quickly strengthen Denmark's capabilities in detecting and combating drones. And the Danish services believe what is happening now may only be the beginning. We assess that the risk of Russian espionage and sabotage in Denmark is high. We have seen this in other parts of Europe. We must expect it. And it is obvious the authorities view these events in light of the intelligence and the picture of the situation that we have. According to unofficial information, the drones that appeared over airports in Denmark and Norway may be taking off from ships linked to Russia. There is talk that this operation may have been carried out by the shadow fleet used by Russia to smuggle or transport oil to avoid sanctions. At the time of the drone blockade of airports in Denmark, several ships of the Russian shadow fleet were in the area. Undoubtedly, Russia is testing how much we can afford as an alliance and what procedures will or will not work in countering such events. But that's not all. Yesterday evening, 5 Russian jets recklessly approached the Latvian border. They were intercepted by Hungarian Gripens protecting the airspace over the Baltic states. There is a reaction on the part of NATO. Russia is testing what else it can do to prevent this reaction from becoming more serious. We must be prepared for the possibility that there may come a moment when this reaction will have to be more decisive. We are talking here about intercepting an aircraft, perhaps forcing it to land, perhaps shooting it down. We must not wait passively and wonder how to respond, but give the Russian Federation a clear lesson. Take actions that are not provocative, but show NATO's strength and allow us to regain the strategic advantage. Following NATO, Europe is also beginning to wake up and recognize the threat posed by Putin's Russia.
They have not just accidentally violated the airspaces of EU member states, but this was an intentional violation of the European airspace. And here we see a clear pattern. Russia is testing the European borders, also probing our resolve and undermining our security.
We need a unified position from all the countries of the alliance, because then we will simply be stronger. Then we will have a clear message to Putin and to Russia. We are united. And perhaps this message can actually put an end to Putin's ambitions. We also asked Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk about Russian provocations against Poland and NATO. We all understand very well that there can be no more concessions or tolerance for violations of Polish territory, Polish airspace, or Polish borders. Enough is enough. And that is why we all want to be very well prepared for this. The time for preparations is long gone. Now is the time for action. The government has had nearly 2 years to respond to this issue. Unfortunately, it seems that there either has been no response at all, or the response has been far too modest in relation to the very real threat posed by Russia. Shoddy governance makes for good punchlines in peacetime, but could prove catastrophic in a wartime scenario. The Russians know this all too well.